Bonsai! Good morning, grinders. C3, Cobras, Miyagi-Dos, Eagle Fangs. Ah! It is a Friday, so Good Friday to you. It's not the Good Friday, but it can still be a Good Friday. And I have had a difficult decision that I've been working on. I said earlier on I was going to keep this channel positive, that I wanted to be more of a good vibe rather than go negative on this channel, and I want to keep politics out as absolutely much as possible. And part of me still wants to do that. The other part is just chomping at the bit to share my thoughts on a lot of things that go on. And so I'm going to tie in an example. You know, recently, this past week, the New York Post, a legitimate newspaper, has published a piece about the founder of Black Lives Matter buying, I think, multiple homes in an upscale neighborhood. And part of me doesn't care about that story. It doesn't really concern me. What does concern me is that currently, right now, as I record this, Facebook is blocking that story from being shared. Not only can you not post a link to that story on your page, but you can't send the link through a message to another individual. And in my opinion, that should be very troubling to everybody. Because we're not talking some crazy media outlet here like Alex Jones or someone like that. They are doing China level censorship on this story, and they say that it goes against their community standards, which I don't know how that violates anything. It's a news story, and it is my opinion that this sort of thing, especially with the tech companies, the social media companies, is going to expand more and more. It's going to get quicker, and I believe that they're going to tamp down on Christians and Christianity. Right now, you can find multiple YouTube channels, all kinds of niches, where you've got Christians talking about various things that they do and spreading the word. I just recently found a gardener one, and you know, he doesn't preach and share his faith a whole lot on his channel. He mainly talks about gardening and how you can grow this and that and different things, but he does sprinkle it in. And it's an interesting channel. I didn't even realize it until like 3 or 4 videos in. And you can find that with all kinds of different topics. So we are out there. And I think we really need to support one another. The most common comment feedback I get on this channel is some people saying they respect that I start with a devotional. And I think I'm about the only one that has a devotional and then shows a sweaty old guy doing exercises. Talk about niche. But anyway, I'm going to tie that into today's devotional. Let me pull it up here, because it's kind of a hard one. Now, it's not technically for today, but it's the one I'm reading for today. It's called The Healthiest Partnerships. It's from 2 Corinthians 6:15. It says, "What harmony can there be between Christ and the devil? How can a believer be a partner with an unbeliever?" And you don't get the full context of that message, that passage, from that little bit. Because the Bible says, it does say to kind of keep away from the non-believers. But we really can't do that. And I don't know that we really want to. To me, one of the most important things for us to do is to share our faith and to try and bring other people into the fold. And there's all kinds of restrictions placed against us on that. I mean, you certainly can't preach at work. And while you can go to the town square in some cases and say what you've got to say, I don't think that really works. To me, your example is the best thing you can do. There are plenty of people out there who are curious, who want to know more, but they don't want you to shove it down their throat. You know, physics tells us that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. So when you go into public space and start shouting at people that they're going to hell, they need to change their wicked ways, you're immediately going to get pushback. But if you just seem like a happy, energetic, upbeat person, and someone says, you know, you look like you've got it together, you say, well, I really don't, but I have the best partner anybody could ask for, and that's what helps me get through my day. So I think, one, we need to really have each other's back, encourage one another. So if you are a follower and you know somebody who does something on social media, sharing the gospel, saying what they believe, or on any of them, you know, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I don't know much about Instagram because I really don't use it. I don't quite get it. I think you should let that person know. Say, hey, I appreciate what you're putting out here. Because we need to have each other's backs. I really feel that it's coming down the road pretty quick where our voices are going to try and be silenced. Because if we're sharing our faith, you know, what does that say to people who don't believe or people who believe something else? All are welcome under God's tent. But that doesn't necessarily matter to the people who don't believe and the ones who want to tamp out religion. You know, I'm told that these groups, like the Freedom from Religion, what are they called? The ones that sue everybody every time they do something. You know, like put up a cross or the Ten Commandments or something like that. They seem to think that nobody should have to be exposed. I think people are smarter than that. And this is the thing I really wish Facebook and Twitter and other social media platforms would recognize. And that people are smart enough to know what they should believe and what they shouldn't. Especially when it comes to news stories and other things like that. Facebook doesn't seem to care about the clearly bogus ads they run that they have approved and taken money for on their platform. If you get on Facebook very often, you've probably seen some of these ads where it looks like a great product for next to no money. And what do you end up getting? Nothing. That shark was one. I ordered that. I knew it was not going to look like what they had in the video. I mean, that thing almost looked real, but you could tell it was a CGI shark. I mean, it was quite clear. $20, I thought, you know what, this is funny, I'm going to order it anyway. Wasn't even close. Didn't even come close to matching what they said it would do. Because I think it was supposed to sing happy birthday or something like that. And no, It's a rather poor looking shark. Something you'd get in a discount bin at a store. I'm not complaining about that per se, because I knew going in that's what I was going to get. But that is false advertising. Facebook has no problem with that whatsoever. They don't regulate it. They're just happy to take the money. But if you share a news story from a legitimate site that goes against their agenda, they're going to shut that down. Even in private messages, which apparently are not private. I mean, this is akin to opening your mail, scanning it to make sure their censors approve of the content before sending it on. That should bother everybody. But, you know, that is currently the world we live in. And I do think it's going to get more restrictive before it loosens up. Personally, I would like to see at the federal level them do the same thing to social media companies that they did to the phone company, the single phone company we had many, many years ago. People would go nuts if it came out that they could control who you could call and what you could say to someone on the phone. But nowadays, not so much. There's a lot of people who think anything that argues with their own worldview is hate. It's not hate. There are plenty of examples of what actual hate is. But again, that's the world we live in. So, if you know a Christian out there who's doing something, I would encourage you to stop by, say hi, say thank you, give them a shot in the arm and let them know that you appreciate what they're doing. Because sometimes it can feel really lonely putting this stuff up here and not knowing if anybody's even listening or watching. And that is my devotional for today, Friday. So, I got a few more minutes. I got to get to a mile before I quit here. And then I'm going to meet y'all in the Bat Cave, and we're going to knock out today's workout. So, Banzai. We'll see you in a few minutes. Hey, Banzai. Welcome back, brothers, sisters, Cobras, Miyagis, Eagle Fangs, and everybody and anybody else out there who may be listening, watching, tuning in, and having a good time. Woo! We are up to the third set on a Feel Good Friday. I gotta tell you, I'm tired already. So, I talked forever in the opening monologue and devotional. So I'm gonna keep it short here. I'm gonna pop the buds in and just commence to grinding. If you're working out at home, plug it in and let's get going. So here we go. I've really sped it up so that this video isn't too long. We're at 4x speed here. First one we're doing is squats, of course. Or, yeah, squats. And I've got it set to do 5 reps on all these exercises, but on some of them I'm doing a little extra. Here on the bicep curl, I can't even get it up on the first one. It's the weight is just too heavy for me. And it's going to look like I'm whipping through these awfully quick because it is at 4x speed. But and we're only doing 5 reps on a lot of them. Sometimes 6, sometimes 8. But you know, it's what I've got left in the tank. I felt like I put a little more into it today. I am literally soaking with sweat. And that tells me that I gave a good effort today, which I'm pretty happy with. And we go right into skull crushers. And these really wore me out. I know I've pushed my triceps almost to the limit today, which is good. That's what you want. That's what you want to do. You know, the harder you push, the better you feel. I know it's counterintuitive, but our bodies were meant to be worked. And I really think that when you push it hard like this, you feel so much better. I know I do. I mean, I am pumped and up and ready to take on the day now. And this Friday is going to be a breeze no matter what it throws at me. Because I'm happy and upbeat. And it just feels good accomplishing something first thing in the morning and being ready to go for the rest of the day. For me, this is what works. You know, for some people you may not be able to get up and do it in the morning. I get that. My wife cannot. for the life of her get up. She has to hit that snooze button at least 6 times. It's crazy to me. And it's not like I pop right out of bed. You know, it's a struggle for me too. But I get up and do it because I know that once I get going, I'm going to feel a lot better. And I just like doing this, you know. Okay, these are my rows. I do a couple extra here. I felt like I pushed good on it. I'm going to have to show you the Cobra hood one of these days. My back has really expanded and I'm pretty happy with that. So, suitcase squats, and then we just got 2 body weight exercises to go and we'll be done for the day. First one is diamond push-ups. I do incline, decline, and then diamond push-ups. And I'm only doing 10 reps now because it wipes me out. You know, I've done a lot. And then 30-second wall squat. I may have to up this because this really doesn't push me at this point. But that's all I got, so we'll see you on Monday. Alright, Bonsai, welcome back. Let's see, we did 19,661 pounds today. That is 1,139 more than Wednesday. Woo! We added almost a whole minute at time under tension, and we dropped a minute and a half off the total, so a little more time on the work, a little less on the rest, which is great. Happy with that. And our strength score jumped up to 680. And if we look at that, we started all the way down at 639.5. So we have jumped 40.5. It says percent there. I don't quite understand that. I just know the number's going up, so that's a good thing. So anyway, woo! I am wiped out, but feeling good. Bonsai, have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday. Bang!